as there's more and more attention about cleaning up our power, phasing out coal, introducing more renewables onto the grid. What we need to do is show that we can do that responsibly. We can do that while stabilizing the grid. We can do that while being an asset to the utility and a partner with the utility. I think all of this has to work in concert with one another.
Hawaii is often called a postcard from the future because we already have such high penetrations of rooftop PV. So we think other utilities will soon see the challenges that we're facing now.
In a place like Hawaii, where you have lots of sun and high cost of electricity, solar becomes a very, very attractive proposition for the customer. As it has gone through the really rapid levels of solar deployment on the grid, that can create electrical problems for Hawaiian Electric to maintain kind of the stability of the grid. And I think that's what kicked off this project, which is how can we have the systems provide more stability to the grid?
I think they probably collaborate with the folks who met in the
There's a cloud cover going through and there's a little bit of a fluctuation in voltage or frequency. It can actually cause some electrical problems on the grid.
And that was based on zip codes.
Visibility becomes very important because without that, you can't come up with a solution.
Right.
That's where someone like Enphase, where we can provide a lot of data on how much power is being produced, how much voltage, frequency, is there fluctuations in that, that becomes very, very critical to the utility.
We scheduled it with the utility of when we were going to do the update.
So I think once you have that and being able to provide that visibility into the grid, you see that the utilities are able to integrate a lot more solar.
The benefit of our approach was that there wouldn't have to be any what they call truck rolls, where the installer, the utility, or somebody would have to go out to each site and change a switch. So that was a huge time savings.
On every iteration, we're making it easier for installers to maintain systems and do updates remotely.
What the software team is trying to develop is the flexibility in the system and what are the settings required for today.
Enphase was very easy to work with. They assembled a team, listened to our needs, and spent time to understand the challenges we were facing as a company. Because the inverters could be reprogrammed remotely, we were able to do it quickly.
We have turned what was a relatively passive device on a network into an active asset that can be leveraged by the grid and make that entire system work seamlessly to support both utilities as well as the ratepayers.
And so this is very important use case that we did in Hawaii, but it has application in California where there is more and more penetration of solar. How can we put devices that are great today, but as the conditions change 2 years, 3 years, 5 years from now, can we remotely change them? It truly is a new frontier.
Today we're managing over a terabyte of data a day, coming from hundreds of thousands of systems in over 97 countries. The ability to do that and then provide that level of visibility and control to the utilities is what I think is going to be required of all next generation power electronics sitting on the grid.